Chris Jenkins. Chris Jenkins was a 21-year-old student at the University of Minnesota who was last seen leaving a downtown Minneapolis bar on Halloween night in 2002. 4 months later, his body was discovered in the Mississippi River, still wearing his Halloween costume. Since Chris was intoxicated that night, and he appeared to have drowned, authorities initially believed his demise was either an accident or self-inflicted. But his parents refused to believe this and pressed for a more thorough investigation. Finally, in 2006, the death was reclassified as a homicide. Police claimed that an incarcerated suspect told them he was present when Chris was slain, then thrown off a bridge into the river. While the story is credible, there's never been enough evidence to file charges. However, one possible theory is that Chris Jenkins could have been a victim in the mysterious and unsolved Smiley Face murders. These bizarre killings involved approximately 40 male college students in the United States who all drowned. In some of these cases, unexplained smiley face graffiti was found near the body of water where the targets turned up. While no smiley face graffiti was ever found in connection to Chris Jenkins's death, the scenario does have a number of similarities to these killings. It remains unsolved. Murder of Peter Fabiano. Los Angeles hairstylist Peter Fabiano was slain on Halloween night 1957. He opened his door for what he thought was a trick-or-treater, but was actually a grown-up in a costume. The adult shot Fabiano in the chest with a .22 in a brown paper bag before fleeing the scene. Several weeks later, Goldine Pizer and Joan Rabel were arrested in what turned out to be a deftly plotted crime of passion. Pizer was friends or possibly in a relationship with Rabel, and Rabel was also apparently in love with Fabiano's wife, Betty. The two women conspired to get Peter out of the equation, and Rabel bought a sidearm for Pizer to shoot Peter with. The arrests kicked off a firestorm of lurid coverage, as lesbians were seen as abnormal monsters with dangerous urges. The two pleaded guilty and served long prison terms. Pasadena gang shootings. On Halloween night 1993, a group of 5 Pasadena gang members opened fire on trick-or-treating teenagers returning from a party, killing 3 and wounding 3 others. The gang members were soon arrested, and police determined they had fired at the wrong people. 3 Bloods were found guilty of the crime. Murders of Ronald Sisman and Elizabeth Platzman. Sometime in the early hours of Halloween 1981, Manhattan couple Ronald Sisman and Elizabeth Platzman were slain in their Chelsea apartment. The couple was severely beaten before being shot execution style, with the apartment completely ransacked. New York police initially believed drug money to be the motive, but then the case took a turn for the bizarre. A prison informant claimed that one of his fellow inmates had predicted the crime weeks before it actually happened. That inmate turned out to be the son of serial killer David Berkowitz. Berkowitz had long been rumored to be involved with a satanic cult that helped him with some of his misdeeds. According to the informant, Berkowitz had told him that his cult was planning to enter a residence near Greenwich Village, Chelsea would qualify for that on Halloween to carry out ritual slaying. When questioned, Berkowitz claimed that Sisman had footage of one of the Son of Sam shootings and was planning to hand it over to the authorities in exchange for dropping some controlled substance charges. No evidence was found to support Verkovitsy's claims. He was basically right about the description of Sisman's apartment. The crime is still unsolved. The Woodbridge abductions. In 2009, 3 teenage girls were abducted by a man on their way home from trick-or-treating in Woodbridge, Virginia. All 3 were taken at gunpoint to a wooded area, and 2 were sexually assaulted. The 3rd girl was able to call her mother, causing the man to flee. Police arrested Aaron Thomas, who was already a suspect in numerous sexual assault cases since the 1990s. Thomas pleaded guilty to the crime in 2012. Murders of Leslie Mazara and Adrian Insogna. Late on Halloween night 2004, roommates Leslie Mazara and Adrian Insogna went to bed after handing out candy. A 3rd roommate, Lauren Meanza, was woken up at 1 a.m. by the sounds of a scuffle. Not knowing what was happening, she ran in terror from the house. When the coast was clear, she ran back upstairs and found both of her roommates dead. Throughout the investigation, FBI agents found cigarette butts near the scene of the crime that matched blood evidence inside the house, but found no known matches in any DNA databases. Officers and FBI agents spoke to nearly 1,000 persons of interest during the investigation, including one of Insogna's friends, Lily Prudhomme. Her husband, Eric Koppel, became a person of interest during the investigation when he began avoiding the police. Nearly a year after the crime, Koppel turned himself in and confessed to the crime. At the time of the crime, Koppel was only engaged to the friend of one of his victims and carried on with the wedding thinking he was in the clear. This quote from Adrian Insogna's mother, Arlene Allen, gives a chilling insight into a slayer who thought he got away with it. "You are the man who is so cruel as to invite me, the mother of the woman you murdered, to stand up for you at your wedding, to read scripture to you of love and death, and to bless your union." Poisoning of Timothy O'Brien. While the vast majority of Halloween scare stories about razor blades in apples or poisoned candy are either urban legends or moral panics, one story is, unfortunately, completely true. 8-year-old Timothy O'Brien had a packet of pixie sticks given to him by his father Ronald to cap off his trick-or-treating. He perished less than an hour later. The tragic event sent the O'Briens' small Texas town into a panic. When Ronald's story kept changing, police began investigating him. They found him to be deeply in debt, and that he'd taken out massive life insurance policies on his children. Police found that the other children had also been given candy by Ronald, but hadn't eaten it. Ronald O'Brien was found guilty of murder, was executed in 1984.
Hey guys, thank you so much for the support and likes and comments down below, and also thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to see you in the next video. Then take care, bye.